good. It's good New York morning, everyone. So I am. I'm actually just gonna turn the music down a little bit. Here today, as the healthy man teaches, and I want to talk about why dating feels so difficult for women. And I'm gonna try to structure most of my teachings towards women because the issue that we're having right now is that we don't have there are lots of healthy men, but a lot of these men demonstrate these qualities in their monogamous relationships. And it's not being taught to women by a man what a healthy structure looks like in the perspective of a man who is in line with himself. Because the whole rigmarole that's going on right now is that it's safety. You want to be safe, and you don't know who's who and who's what, and you have lots of traumatic experiences that women go through from young ages. So my name's Cameron. We're gonna get into it. So I have a small excuse me, my camera's I have a small lesson that I generated with my thoughts and stuff. I like to write lesson plans and stuff on my off time. But why dating feels so hard for women and what men need to understand. Most men don't realize this, but they say we view women emotionally. Excuse me. Most women, excuse me. Most men don't realize this, but the way we view women emotionally is often the reason dating feels so confusing, so frustrating, and so disconnected on both sides. So the main idea is that men often project their emotional needs onto women that go beyond what women are naturally wired to do or socially encouraged to do so or to carry. Biologically and socially, women have been shaped to nurture, empathize, and connect, but when men ask women to also heal, define, or validate them emotionally, it becomes an impossible task. Women end up feeling drained, men end up feeling unseen, and both sides start performing instead of connecting. So, the teaching breakdowns. I'm going to get through all this and then I'm going to say my piece. Uh, Men and emotional projection. Men often see women as emotional anchors. I can attest to that. Someone to give meaning, comfort, and identity when they feel lost. This is not always conscious, it's a biological and cultural. Men are raised to suppress vulnerability. So when they find someone who can feel, they cling to her emotions as a lifeline. Women and emotional overload. Women, on the other hand, are asked to be both soft and strong, empathetic and independent, open and guarded. They're expected to meet the emotional needs of men who have not yet learned to meet their own. That imbalance creates burnout. It's not that women can't love deeply, it's that they're being asked to carry love for two people. The result is overcompensation and withdrawal. Women start protecting themselves, getting more cold and distant. Men start chasing harder, appearing needier, or more controlling. Both are defense mechanisms born from the same wound, and that is disconnection from self, or never having had a connection with yourself, or losing yourself, your connection. So, the overall takeaway message: a healthy man doesn't look to a woman to fix his emptiness. He learns to hold himself emotionally so that when he meets her as a whole person, not a missing piece. That's when attraction turns into connection, and connection turns into partnership. So what I want to now I'm gonna give my 2 cents. So I don't believe any of the uh, men are all bad propaganda or the women are all bad propaganda. What's going on is that because of we have telephones and social media and everything, and because it's so easy to disperse information so quickly, it's very easy to disperse the wrong information quickly. And the wrong information about women has been dispersed very quickly. This information encompasses the idea that women are mothers. They're just mothers. And I'm speaking more so from the American male mind. I'm not saying that all men think this way, but there is a huge problem. Because here's what's going on, right? Before 1970, 1980, women did not have full autonomy. They had no financial autonomy. Excuse me. Their autonomy was tied to their husband. So all those years of oppression turned into something else. So I'm a Gen Zer, I believe. I was born in 2002. My mother is very traditional, not extreme, but she's a mother, but very traditional. And I hear this thing with men constantly in search for this traditional woman. They're looking for their mother. The traditional woman, tradition does not exist today. It does not. And tradition then was a masquerade for oppression. The traditional wife was the oppressional wife. So now the true nature of the woman is being revealed. And it's very difficult to get a hold of the woman, and it's hot. You're playing hot potato. We've been taught that because our mothers aren't hot potatoes. We're not playing hot potato with mom. Oh, come here, you my baby. But that's not the truth. The reality is your mom was a hot potato. And your father is, for the rest of his life, learning to how to handle that hot potato, because women are hot potatoes. And I'm speaking from the mind of the male, because I'm speaking to the woman. So men grow up around the age of around a certain age. They learn that, oh, wait a minute, women aren't this sweet. Something happens with some girl. Excuse me if my language, is profane. I think I've been doing good so far. And their whole because we really think that women are not capable of harm. Because your mother's not trying to harm you, but you got some people who go through certain things with their mothers and things like that. But even then, I'm saying they might establish a healthy relationship with the woman later on or something, because men are constantly seeking that feminine touch. But you're still raised with that maternal. You come from a woman, so you're in her stomach. You're alive for 9. So you're looking for mom, and you're not going to get that. Jesus, is there something on my eye? From a woman. The mother is not for you as a man. The mother is a duty for the children. She's a mother to your children when you have the children. She's not a mother to you, because that's a woman. That's your hot potato, and that hot potato is gonna have little hot potatoes, and that's a completely separate situation. But you're not her little hot potato. You are her big cooling hand. When you put the potato, she feels like, oh, okay, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? That it steams down. That's what the woman is looking for, because she's a hot potato, steaming. She's We've been taught that women are what men should be: calm, resilient, hardworking. And it's not to say that they can't be those things, but women are resilient, hardworking. It shows up in different ways, and we are constantly trying to push this agenda that if it doesn't show up the way that it shows up in a man, she's not showing up at all. So what this is creating is this mass overwhelming, where women are not even wanting to be with men because of the intensity, because the lack of understanding, and the mix of this weird message that and this mass unappreciation that's going on, that women are feeling. But truthfully, what it is, it's because something is in the air where it's being taught that if women aren't doing things the way that a man is doing them, because men do things and they do a lot. They do a lot and they do it so it's like big. And women do a lot. But what they do is so they hold things up. I don't know what the hell they do, man. I don't know, but they do what they do. I don't know. I can explain it, but I just don't know. And for some reason, it's been like taught that it's supposed to be the opposite way, that she's the one who's supposed to do this and be, and I'm not blaming anybody. I'm just saying that that's not the way that shit goes. Women are very delicate in nature, and it's not because they just choose their women. They have feelings, you know what I'm saying, and they have their brains are literally different than ours. Their amygdala is they're responsible for processing fear. You probably heard it wherever on the internet, you know what I'm saying, but their fear brain is a lot. They pick up on signals a lot more, so their emotions they're constantly emotional, constantly thoughts all day long, and probably trying to distract herself from whatever, you know what I'm saying, trying to be careful with every fucking move and step she makes, because it's all emotional energy investment. So we see this as men and think, dang, like, because what it takes to do that takes a lot of strength to manage, like, a lot of these emotional conflicts, and we think that women got all these things going on. But a lot of the things that women have going on are simply just distractions from their emotions up here. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's that when it's time to take accountability for that, there's a time and there's a place. And it's because even for me as a man, I've made the mistake of being like, no, you need to do it now. But again, women are not like men. Taking accountability requires a thorough, like, step by step process with the lady. Because when you throw her brain, it'll explode. You can't do that shit. So it's not that women don't like accountability or can't take accountability. The whole social construct and definition of what a woman is has been completely skewed, and their emotional capacity is extremely large. But and again, I'm saying a lot of it is social conditioning. Women, they like more than what they can than what they bite off more than what they can chew. I cook. I've been cooking since I was like 8 years old, and my mom, the ladies, they always want more food than what they can actually eat because it's appealing to the eyes. It looks good. If you know a little something about Genesis. So when things look good and it's appealing, they want it. But as a man, she knows you're a man, so she knows you, nigga. You're supposed to look at me and be like, "Yo, I can't eat all this sugar." You don't rip the sugar away from her. You be like, "Babe, you need all that sugar right now." Don't take her away from herself. You know what I'm saying? And this is me speaking to myself a little bit, you know what I'm saying, even so right now. But because this is something that is genuinely so misconstructed about the woman. They don't have male emotional capacity. They do not. They do not. Some of them try to, and it creates massive depression, massive burnout. The female brain is not wired to do that, to take on what a man can. It's not about emotion. It's not logically, like literally. It's like if you gave an ant human consciousness, the ant would probably like fucking lose his mind, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so even me, like, there's certain things, bro. Like, I just don't, I'm good. I know my limits. So the deception is trying to make it, nah, you can take more. That's not, no, you can't. I can't. And it's like, I'm not finna sit here and delude myself into thinking that I can be, nigga, I can't take what a woman can take, bro. Women can take a lot, but what they do is take a lot for a long time. I can take a lot at once. Women, they can't do all that shit at once. So there's something else that I was talking about in here. And I'm gonna add this point, and I'm almost done. Excuse me. I said yes, women are strong, but majority of men view women as their mothers, simply due to biological wiring. But our mothers wear a mask and play the role of mom, suppressing her emotions as a duty to protect and provide. This is not a partnership. This relationship is what we see subconsciously overwhelming the masses of women. And that's why we're starting to see a lot of childlessness, because it feels like we're forcing. It's nobody is forcing anything. It's the miseducation of the woman. It's why a lot of women aren't even wanting to be women anymore, because they're so being a woman. It's like so misunderstood. It's like people are fucking scared of them and shit like that. And it's very complex. You know what I'm saying? Because any man you tell, you can't know a woman, man. You can't know them all, but you can. I've been studying for like maybe like the last like fucking 8 years, so I know something. But you do, like, you got to do that. If you now some guys, man, I don't want to. If you don't want to take the time to do all that, and study like women, like females, because you're gonna have your own specific woman, and you're gonna have to study your woman. Because if you don't study your woman, you're gonna have a hard time handling a hot potato. But um, so as far as the whole mother thing, I want to leave off with that big point, and I want to leave off letting ladies know that um, it's okay to be a lady. You don't like there is lots of pressure in the air for you to perform as a male, but just know that that's just male performance in the air. That's not for you to grab. There's men out here who need to just get off their ass and do something and do shit. If you want to do something, it's no competition though. You as a lady show up in ways that I as a man could never show up, because the weight of carrying it, I can't carry it that long. So the emotionally, the planning and the preparation that the woman has, I just can't do that for pro, and they can do that. So this does not make you weird. This doesn't make you what's wrong with me. This doesn't make you, it makes you a lady. It makes you a woman. It makes you someone worth getting to know. And it makes a man, it makes me want to discover myself. It makes me want to look inside myself, ask myself, why am I the way that I am? It does, truthfully and honestly. And that's what women do for me. Every woman. It don't matter if it's romantic or sex. Every woman I meet, the sweet voice that you all have, and it breaks my heart when a lady feel just like she don't want it. It don't matter if you what you look like. You can always get in the gym. You can always get in shape. You can always fix your diet. You can always do better, sweetheart. But you don't have to. I think that's a lot of it is what it is. A lot of women might feel like, because I could imagine, bro, if I was, it'd be times where I'd be all emotional and shit. But every day, and then I start bleeding out my cooch. You know what I'm saying? Like that's tough. And then they're asking you to deal with that like a man, and you just can't. Like that's very difficult. So, you know, I want to say, as at least as a man, I apologize if I ever put male expectations on a female. But at the same time, you also have to have a female that knows she's a female and isn't trying to be a man, and is communicative about her femininity, and that, hey, this is as much as I can take. And you as a lady, you know what I'm saying? You got to understand that is the stigma about, that is the general consensus, that women can take as much as a man. And that's not okay. You will become severely depressed. Severely depressed. Men take on all that shit so that way they can provide, and then there's a trade-off for that. If you do that shit, there's no trade-off for that shit. There's none. There's no trade-off. I'm gonna get a lot of money and I'm gonna be able to give it to you might work forever, and cool, if you want to do it, you're gonna have a lot of money and everything like that. But if you don't have no family, nobody to, and even if you have friends, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? But as far as the general consensus on how men think of women, I'm glad that I could teach you something, and let you know how special I think all of you ladies are. Um, and look, I'm not I ain't never been no perfect man, but this is how I feel. This is what I know. Um, don't be afraid to be a lady. Being a woman is amazing. I love women so much. I love them so much. I was at the grocery store the other day and my phone broke. Man, I needed 2 pennies, man. And I know they're like, man, this broke ass nigga don't have 2 pennies, man. And she had them 2 pennies for me, so that's all I needed, man. Her 2 cents. So shout out to all the ladies. Shout out to all the fellas. If you're watching this, we're gonna outro, guys. I'm trying to hit it from the back. Trying to hit that shit clap. Trying to play Patty Kate with that ass. Ooh. I'm trying to see that ass walk to class in leggings. I'm trying to see that ass walk to class in jeggings. It's fall, so she got the Uggs on. It's cold outside. It's bold outside. Wearing red, I'm cold outside. Can't get caught crippin'. Can't get caught slipping. Ooh. Watch how I work when I do the stanky leg. Ooh. Watch how I work when I'm doing the Dougie. Fresh to death. Ooh. I'm out.